Not loud enough.
Alright, hello, and welcome to the BWG Podcast, Episode 1, Betrayal and Murder, the Story of Children. Alright, let's get started.
That was the B, I'm the G.
I'm the W.
Yeah.
This is, not Animal Farm, this is Lord of the Flies.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
By... Who's it by?
William Golding.
Yes, it is. Woo!
Okay.
Peek the microphone.
Quick disclaimer, though.
This is a school project. Whoever's listening to this probably knows already that it's a school project, and whatever happens. We'll try and keep it as clean as possible, but you have 3 idiots who have been friends for a really long time in one room, so we make a promise, but it's not a good promise.
It's not a pinky promise.
You know
not
kind
a
of
pinky
what
promise.
to expect, so
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes.
So welcome to I forgot the name of the book again.
BWG.
Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies. Woo! Sorry, we have a different name on the rubric for the podcast. Not the rubric. The
Whatever. Let's get into it.
Yes. Welcome
Chapter
to
1.
Chapter 1. All right.
Soaring.
Soaring flying.
Crashing.
Yeah.
So it starts out. All these kids are in a plane. Why are they in a plane? No.
They're going to a boarding school. That's why.
And they get shot down by a different plane from the opposite team that
we
they're on.
don't know if they get shot.
Yeah, they get shot down.
They crash.
They crash.
Basically, they crash.
They crash.
It starts off with Ralph.
They're not flying anymore. That's 100% certain.
It starts off with the fair-haired Chad. You know, he's the guy that
I don't think he's that big of a Chad.
Okay. He's the biggest Chad there.
He's as what we know, the oldest kid.
Yeah.
Okay, from what we know, but
it zooms in on him, and we have like a kind of.
It's not a camera; it's an imagination zoom.
Yeah. So we personally zoom in on this fair-haired boy
using our mind's eye.
Yep, and he's walking around. He's just like, "What's going on?"
And then suddenly, this other kid is like talking. He like comes out of nowhere, and he's like, "Hey, you! I'm gonna talk to you." And he doesn't pick up on any of the signs. That's like Ralph's like, "Hey, don't talk to me, my guy."
Hello there.
And then the guy just doesn't respond with General Kenobi, and it's like, oh, come on, bro.
So yeah, this rotund boy comes out, and then...
Oh, Lord, he thick!
Okay, so they talk for a little bit, and they try and, like, understand what happened and, like, get their bearings, kind of.
We find out that this kid is... Well, it's not his name, but he's like, don't call me Piggy, and then Ralph calls him Piggy.
He goes, yeah, don't call me that. And the guy's like, that.
Okay, so
genius.
The rotund boy by the name of Piggy goes off to look for them fruits, and then the Chad Ralph goes off, and he just like he's enjoying his freedom, you know, like he's like a fat child in a candy store. He's loving it there.
Except he's not fat,
but he's
the
not
fat one. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So then after a while, Piggy's talking to him again, and he's like, "Hey, what's that?" And Ralph picks it up, and it be a conch, is what it is.
It do be a conch.
It do be a conch.
and Piggy's like, okay, well, we can't be the only ones who survived this crash. So you blow the conch, and maybe other people will come because they hear it.
Yeah.
So
and he blows it.
He does.
He does blow it, and other people come from it.
He blows Shelly, and then other people come, and
basically, they get a bunch of little kids and a few kids older, the little ones and the big ones. We shouldn't get to hear them be called.
Yeah.
And then there's this one other person that is very important. We meet Jack and his choir.
And the choir. Jack's, I think, personally, is a bigger Chad than Ralph, but that's just me.
Jack can hit a C sharp.
Jack's got, he's got.
That's impressive.
He's the leader of the choir, and he's got, like, red hair, I believe.
Hey, he's the leader of the bunch. You know him well.
Yeah.
And then... We also meet Simon. He's part of the choir, and we learn that he has problems with, like, fainting because, as Jack said, he's just, like, weak or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He also may or may not be Jesus.
We don't know for sure, but we also do know he's definitely Jesus.
Yeah, he's
Simon Jesus confirmed. Yeah.
Question mark? Yeah.
So the assembly gets to talking, and they're discussing what to do and like about the whole crash thing, and
then they're like, "Hey, let's have a vote for somebody to be the leader." And long story short, it's Ralph.
Yeah,
Ralph.
it's Ralph.
Ralph's the leader.
And then Jack was like pretty mad, but like right now at this stage, he's like, okay, it was.
He's
a
like
vote.
from one Chad to another.
He's
Ralph's
like, yeah,
a nice guy, and he's like, you're like kind of co-chief, but ultimately I'm the chief, so you can have your.
He's also like, I'll let
gang.
you do what you want to be, and then Jack was like, hey gang, we want to be. You know what? You don't get a word in this. We're gonna be the hunters.
You
so
can have your gang
Jack
of
and the Choir,
all the big strong kids, and make them the hunters of the entire group, and you're
Yeah.
in charge of them, and they're devoted to you. So
nobody else.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
he has a
completely,
great
yeah.
plan at the beginning to make this gang the hunters.
To make a gang of the strongest group of people on the island.
who is gonna get voted out next week?
Yeah,
Continue watching.
pretty much. Okay, so then
Find out next time.
they decide to go look around and find out if they're
Chapter
really
2.
on an island. And then we get to Chapter
Chapter
2.
two.
Chapter
Journey to Witch Mountain.
Journey to Witch Mountain.
Not the one with the rock.
Yeah, that one's bad. Okay.
Yep.
So, they're like, Ralph is like, hey, I need 2 strong boys, and we need to go up there. So then he picks
2
Jack
strong boys.
and Simon.
Simone.
Simone.
Yep.
Not Piggy, though. He doesn't pick Piggy, and Piggy's
No.
like, hey, man, I want to go.
Puma
And he's like,
stays down
Piggy,
there.
shut up. So Piggy doesn't go.
And they get to the top of the mountain, and they're like, yep, we actually on an island.
There's no one around. They on an island.
They see no smoke. They're like, oh, we're alone.
Guys,
They're like wizard.
Wizard.
They're like, hey,
Wowee.
at least there's no parents. And then
Oh.
later you're like, hey, there's no parents.
Foreshadowing. It's foreshadowing.
It's foreshadowing.
Ralph does a lot of his headstands. He's pretty excited because
Yeah.
He can do a lot of headstands.
honestly, it's kind of impressive.
And then after they see that, they're like, okay, now we gotta go back and tell everybody.
Yeah.
So they go and do that.
They go down the mountain.
They go down the mountain, guys.
They go downwards.
They're no longer going up, they're going down.
They're descending into the pits of
a
hell,
rolling stone.
metaphorically and potentially literally.
Yeah.
So they get back down there and they're like, hey guys, we are on an island, there's no one around, we're gonna have great fun, it's gonna be great. And then they're like, so what's the first thing we gotta do?
Oh yeah, and also when they are going down, Jack he stumbles upon a little piggy.
A pig!
Yeah.
But
They
not
stumble
Piggy. He
upon a
doesn't
pug.
stumble
Not
upon
the
Piggy.
pig.
It doesn't, not Piggy, but a pig.
A pig.
A pig. Yes.
That's important.
And he goes to kill it, but then he doesn't.
Because he's just a little
He's a child.
baby
still.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the excuse he used? I don't remember.
I'm a
He was
full-blown
off
baby,
guard or
like,
something. Something like
caught
that.
off guard. I don't know. Like maybe
He couldn't find the right place to stab her. That's what it was.
Oh, clearly, yes.
Yeah. So he didn't kill her because he didn't know where to. Obviously, he was trying to find
then
it.
they go back down.
Yeah.
And Ralph talks about we need smoke if we want to get saved ever. And they're like, okay, yeah, mob mentality, smoke time.
Woo!
Yeah.
So then they run back up the mountain and they get a bunch of wood and start a fire.
all the wood they can.
Yeah, they
find.
can get all the wood they can find.
They get the wood.
And then they beat up Piggy for his glasses.
They say, hey, give me your glasses. And he's like, why? And they're like, boom, boom,
So
boom,
yes, they get wood. They start fire. Fire gets out of control.
Wait,
Fire
gets...
There's not even any smoke because it's just dry wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a suck fire. Like they're not.
It was
smart,
cool fire for like the 3 seconds it was actually
but
fire.
it gets a little bit out of control, perhaps, and then
I don't know.
a little. bit.
Possibly a bunch of little ones died in the fire
And maybe
because it got out of hand.
a little kid.
I don't,
A mulberry mark might have died.
Guys, here's the thing. Fire, schmire, kids, schmids,
So,
they're
there's-
gone. It's fine.
There was this little kid talking about maybe a beast on the island.
Yo, maybe he was eaten by the beast. You never know.
He's gone now, so he definitely got burned alive by the fire.
Guys, there's no conclusive evidence that he completely didn't get burned by the fire.
He
Wink,
could
wink,
still be
nudge,
alive
nudge.
somewhere on his own. We don't know.
Could you imagine?
So-
Okay, wait 1 second. Okay, side theory here. What if he actually survives by himself, and then all the other boys have left, and then it's just Raspberry, like the Mulberry birthmark boy, just
Mulberry Martin.
Mulberry Martin
Okay,
on the island just by himself.
Yeah, he gets burned alive. that chapter ends on a kind of dark note, and it sets up a little bit of the tone for the rest of the book.
So then we enter chapter 3.
Saggy Shacks.
Saggy Shacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that starts off with Jack hunting, and
He's gone full feral mode.
yeah, he's starting to get a little bit savage.
He's going a little ape.
He doesn't find anything though, and he gets back. He's really thirsty. Drinks some water. Ralph's not very happy with him.
Ralph and Simone are building shacks by themselves.
And they're sagging, like they're not very good shacks.
Shacks.
Yeah.
Okay, tongue twisters.
So they get mad
Tongue
at
twisters.
Jack. And then, so yeah, they just argue most of the time. Simon leaves. And he goes off to his little meditation
and we
spot.
see him
He
help
goes
the
off to
little
be
ones.
Jesus.
We see him do Jesus things like help the little
Simon
ones.
by day, Jesus by night.
Yeah.
And then he goes to his little hidey spot and he's like, man, it's nice here. So we assume.
Yeah, so that's most of chapter 3.
And then chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
Sam,
Just
Just
Sam.
Sam, and Pork in Paradise.
Yeah, it has 2 titles.
Two
It's
titles.
that cool.
So,
Starts off with like the nightmares from the little ones.
yeah, little ones are a little scarred.
And they're like, oh my god, there are beasts on the island. And then they're all just like, no guys, there isn't beasts on the island. And the little ones are like, no, they're trying to kill us. And they're like, no,
yeah,
no.
it's a little scary. So, Sam, Just Sam, and Just Sam, also known as Eric, are attending the fire during this.
Yeah.
Later on, Jack wants to go hunting after he gets on some face paint and he starts getting like this big ego and he's like, let's go kill some stuff. So he gets the twins.
He's trying too hard to be a Chad at this point. He's just...
So he gets on the face mask and then he convinces Sam and Eric to go hunt the pig with him while they're guarding.
Sam and Just Sam.
While they're guarding the fire, he convinces them to stop guarding the fire and to go hunt with him. And they're like, yeah, that's a great idea.
While they're hunting, Ralph and Piggy sees a ship out in the distance. And they're like, oh my god, we're going to be saved. And they look back and there's no smoke. They're a little mad at this point.
Just slightly.
They run up to the fire and they see Jack and his gang marching up there with a pig on a stick chanting
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga.
a little
ooga.
different
No, I'm
than
just
that,
kidding.
but yes. So yeah,
I can't stop.
Slit her throat, something like that. Spill
Something
her
like
blood.
that.
yeah.
Slit her throat,
Cut her
her blood.
Yes.
Spill it.
So he gets another argument with
Let
Jack,
the bodies hit the floor.
and then they like have a little bit of a snack.
They're like,
Yeah, they have a
Because,
snack. And
Like
then,
they're mad, but like also they do have meat. So like
Because isn't this like at the meeting and stuff? And like, yeah, and then Jack's handing out food and stuff. And he's like, yeah. So, he gives food and he's like, yes, I made this. This is my body. It's like when they like head out like
he's trying to be he's trying to play Jesus.
He's trying to be Jesus, but Jesus is
not
already
really
taken,
Jesus.
okay?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And that's the majority of chapter 4.
And Ralph, he's like, I gotta call a meeting after this. After this, I gotta call a meeting. So then that's what happens. So,
Chapter 5.
the wet beast.
Yes.
So Ralph is mad. He's like, yo, I'm not having it. I'm gonna call a meeting. It's gonna be a serious meeting.
The fire was out.
Yeah.
Not cool.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about all the bad things that they're doing, and I'm gonna fix it. It's gonna be serious, and I'm gonna tell them what for is what I'm gonna do.
It's gonna be cereal. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Whew. Was that all of that? Did you just like run through that?
Yeah.
So, they talk about the beast some more.
Yeah, there's more beast talk, and he doesn't have
more
that
speculation
either.
on what the beast is, and
that
they're
leads,
still not totally sure what the beast is.
Yeah, there's some skeptical about it. Some who are like, "Oh yeah, the beast is real," and I believe that leads into chapter 6.
Yes. Chapter 6,
which is
Just Sam sees the beast.
and so basically, Just Sam and Sam, Just Sam, they see the beastie, And what they don't know, but we do know, it's actually just a dead guy on his parachute.
Wait. Do you know what that's called when like we know something, but like the people in the book don't know something?
I think it's called dramatic
irony.
Yeah, so we get a little bit
God.
of irony in there. And so this guy is just on the parachute, and everybody thinks it's the beast. So Sam, and just Sam go down, and they tell Ralph and Piggy. They wake him up, and they're like, "Oh my God, we saw the beastie." And so Ralph, Jack, and the big uns, they're like, "We're gonna go hunt the beastie."
They talk about what to do about this, and they're like, "Oh, it must have gone to Castle Rock, of course, even though it's just on the mountain."
Yeah, like 5 minutes ago.
Because Jack's like, "I've
else?
been everywhere except there."
Where else would we look besides the place that we haven't seen?
That we have why don't we look at the place where we definitely haven't been to, and not at the place where we literally just saw it? It's genius. Why didn't I think of that?
Genius. Okay,
so they leave Piggy with the little ones, and they go and they look for him at the big Castle Rock.
Yeah.
Castle Rock.
And
Rock.
Yeah.
ROCK in the USA.
I believe that leads into Chapter 7.
Well, also some foreshadowing in Chapter 6.
We get a little
Jack's
bit
like, "This will be a great fort, very defensible."
Write that down.
Yeah.
Right,
That'll be important later. Write that down.
Write that
That's
down in your
important.
notes. You're gonna need it.
Yeah, Mr. Stook.
Did you?
Audience.
Do you guys have a pen and paper?
Better write that down.
I thought we told you to get a pen and paper.
You should have
Later.
wrote that down. All right.
Okay.
Now that you got that written down, we're gonna go on to Chapter 7.
Yeah. So now they're gonna look elsewhere for the beast, and they're like, maybe we should check up on the mountain because it wasn't at the spot that we hadn't checked before. So they head back to the mountain, and Ralph sees a pig. They all see the pig, but Ralph like snipes it with his spear.
Yeah, he does a stabby stab.
He gets this stabby stab with his spear.
Stab.
Yeah. And they circle up, and they're like,
It's circle time.
Jumping, boys.
It is circle time.
It's circle time.
They do one of their little ritual dances after the whole pig blood spilling. Like,
dances and big quotations.
Is this whenever they put the pig
another
on the head?
foreshadowing thing right now, guys? Their ritual dance starts to get a little rough. So
Yeah, they start to beat up somebody in the middle,
but
pretending
they
that's
don't.
the pig.
But they don't get dead.
Yeah.
They don't get dead.
They don't die. Yeah. Oh, dang it!
Oh, my bad.
That peaked so high.
Okay. Sorry. Anyways, now
I'm not sorry.
Ralph
Sorry.
and Jack and Roger look in the mountain for the beastie, and they see something actually. Jack goes up first, and he's like, "You guys need to see this. There's something up there." And Ralph and Roger go up there with them, and they definitely do see something, and they get scared. They don't check it out very much because they just see something flapping.
They're just little boys, is what they are.
They're little boys still. Oh yeah, and Simon was like.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't think we ever mentioned this at the beginning when we should have, but the oldest one here is 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're little
small.
boys. The youngest one is like 6. So
yeah, Simon's sent off to go check on the little ones and Piggy, and
Simone.
Oh yeah, and that's pretty much Chapter 7. So Chapter 8.
Ralph gets beat up,
but not really.
Not really, because he doesn't get beat up.
Yeah.
So Ralph, he insults the hunters
kidding.
and what they're doing. He's like, "You're stupid.
And
I don't like it."
Jack calls a meeting, which is a plot twist because he's not really supposed to do that.
He's not the leader.
Guys, he took the conch, and that symbolizes society. As the Joker said, we live in a society. I also said that to a random man at the fire.
So Jack calls a meeting, and
he's
telling
Ralph,
telling everybody, "You're gonna join me, and it's gonna be great. I'm gonna be
Ralph's
the new
awful.
Ralph."
Ralph's a coward. Ralph doesn't do anything helpful, and Ralph's like, "Bruh," and then
I've literally been doing everything.
So Jack says, "Follow me," and then
nobody follows him because they don't want Jack to be Ralph. They're like, if you're gonna be the new Ralph, I don't want that.
They're like, listen, Ralph is Ralph. You can't take Ralph, okay?
And he's like,
but that's not because they like Ralph, and that's yeah.
So Jack's not gonna play anymore. He leaves, and then Ralph makes a poor move. He gets everyone right back to work, even though Jack just promised fun. So everyone's like, this work isn't very fun. So let's go join Jack because he sounds pretty cool, you know.
Genius.
So they start joining Jack, and they immediately,
literally everyone leaves.
They
Ralph.
immediately start a cult. Immediately.
pretty much immediately, and they go hunting.
Cult.
They kill a pig.
They kill a pig.
And they make an
As you do.
offering to the beastie, and
Which
then-
is Satan.
And basically, Simon sees this all, and he has another one of his moments, and he gets to have a conversation with the Lord of the Flies. He said,
Oh my God, dude! He said the thing.
Hey.
Oh wait, peeking.
Anyways, okay. So chapter 9, Good Friday. So Ralph and his group go to the feast that Jack was having. And
they have another circle time.
Yeah, they circle up, they start chanting, things get a little out of hand.
And Simon, he realizes, he goes and he finds out that the beastie is actually just a dead dude
Oh
in
yeah,
a
that
parachute.
happened. That happened before his seizure.
Yeah.
That happened before his seizure. Sorry.
But and then he goes and he gets rid of the dead guy. He like clips him from the parachute and he goes flying off. So Simon's like, I gotta go tell everybody. So he's crawling out after them. He's gotta go find them, and he gets out there, and oh boy, they just murder him.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
crawls into the
It's
circle
brutal.
and they just beat him to death basically.
Let the bodies hit the.
And then he's laying on the sand
It's
and
bad.
the water washes up and pulls
A
him
little
out.
symbolic
Yeah.
of
you know,
religious symbols, but it's pretty
So
sad.
Jesus died day one.
So imagine. So Jesus. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Except
So
he didn't
Jesus,
get crucified.
Simon confirmed.
chapter 10, one of my favorite name chapters that we've done.
Take nap, get clap.
Yeah. So Ralph and Piggy are talking about how they didn't do it. They're not responsible.
Yeah, they
It
don't.
was his fault.
They were outside of the
Oh.
circle.
It was
Clearly.
Simon's fault. He shouldn't have been there.
Oh man, it's almost as if they're like shifting the guilt because they feel guilt.
Yeah. Sam and Eric come in too, and they're
No, Sam and just Sam. Sam, just Sam, and just Sam. Thank
come
you.
in.
Sorry.
They're like we weren't there either.
Yeah. What do you know? It's weird.
Yeah. So
and then,
they talk about not doing it, and the story changes like 3 times. So you're like, okay, they did do it.
yeah, they did help. So then
And then they try to keep the fire going, and it's getting nighttime. So they're like, okay, we'll just continue this in the morning because a ship's not going to see
It's not
smoke
working.
in the night, anyways. So then they take a nap.
yeah, and then they hear something outside calling Piggy's name, and then it starts to get rough, and Piggy's glasses get stolen, as we find out later on, and a fight happens, which we find out is just Ralph and Sam.
Just Sam.
No, just Sam, aka Eric, get in a fight.
No. It's just Sam. There's no Eric.
Okay, yeah, so they get in a fight, and
But they didn't know that they were fighting each other.
Yeah, they thought that they were both fighting the baddies that were attacking them,
So
and they really
Piggy-
did a number on each
Okay,
other.
so
okay,
Piggy's
moving on.
blind now, and they're like, we need to get the glasses back. This is our source of fire.
Not because they want to help Piggy, but because they want
mainly
fire.
'cause of the fire thing.
Yeah, that's.
So then they're like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna attack them. That leads us right into chapter 11.
Yeah, Castle Rock. And this one's interesting. So Ralph, Sam, and also Piggy go to Castle Rock, and
Good job getting that one right.
yeah, thank you.
I applaud that.
Okay, Ralph gets there, and he calls out and like, we need the glasses back. That was kind of uncool. We can share. We can still like coexist together, and we can thrive off this. Jack's not having any of that. They get in a fight. It's a pretty even match, and then but Jack's group takes Sam, and just Sam, ties them up, and then also Piggy's
beat
yelling.
them.
Piggy's yelling at the people to give his glasses back, and they're acting like a bunch of kids.
And then
Piggy gets his Castle
Castle
Rock.
Rock.
He got crushed.
Get
by
it?
a rock.
Rocked?
He got
just-
brutally murdered.
He fell 40 feet and his head split on a rock.
It was
like a coconut.
Yeah, it was a little
And then
sad.
Ralph experiences this all. He's like, I'm just a wee babe, so he runs away.
I shed many a tear during this chapter.
Yes.
And then...
I didn't cry once.
Okay, well.
So after that,
Some of us don't have emotions.
so that leads.
What?
I believe
I'm
that
so
leads into
confused.
chapter 12.
Yeah, that leads into chapter 12.
Should we say this one together?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
You're my honey bunny. I'm your pumpkin spice.
Okay, sorry, that's an inside joke. But anyways, so this one, Ralph is just running like most of the chapter, but first he goes in to check on Sam, just Sam, and just Sam. God, okay. And they're like, you need to hide now. We're gonna hunt you and like kill
They're like,
you and
so
maybe
basically-
eat you.
And then Ralph, being the wee babe he is, he's like, I'm gonna tell the people who are trying to kill me where I'm gonna go hide.
Exactly where I'm gonna hide.
Exactly. He's like, all right, guys. So I'm gonna go hide at Castle Rock, and Sam and Eric are like, okay, got you, bro. And they immediately tell like,
Yeah, so Ralph hides in this little thicket, really close by, and
Good hiding spot.
It is a
It's
good
hard to
hiding
get
spot.
into.
yeah, it is, except for the fact that he literally told people where he was hiding.
So
So
everyone-
he had a big brain moment.
everyone starts looking for him, and then Roger hurts Sam, and just Sam, and they tell Roger where Ralph is, and they start throwing boulders at his hiding spot after one of them gets stabbed, because it's a really good position. And then Ralph has to run again because they start closing in
He
on him.
also stabs a little one. That like
Yes.
he
Yeah,
straight
he
up
just, like,
murders
no,
one.
He just tramples.
no, we
He
don't know if
shish
they died.
kebabbed.
Yeah.
He just like
Stabs one in the
No,
gut.
no, not shish kebab. He got donated.
And
Just-
that was a hunter, not a little one.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was a little hunter, wasn't it?
It
I thought
was a short hunter, but not a little one.
Okay, it was on the younger side.
You know, he
yeah.
was like,
He could have like fought him off without stabbing
So he
him,
may
He's like
have just
8.
killed someone.
he may have just killed a
Anyways,
little kid.
maybe not.
We
don't
got
know.
some symbolism
But he's.
here.
I guarantee that the guy who got stabbed though is still left on the island.
So he goes to Simon's old hiding spot after
Nobody
bouncing
wants-
around a little bit, and that's kind of important because going there may have saved him because he hides there for a while, and oh yeah, so he got. By the way, the island is on fire right now
Because they try to
smoked
burn him out of the thicket. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, we're gonna burn you out, buddy.
And so he sees someone approaching him in his new hiding spot, and so he like jabs at them and then runs away again. Runs towards the beach. There's nowhere to go. He's kind of given up.
But then,
But
The
then-
strangest thing
down
happened.
from the heavens, just
Comes-
kidding, on a boat.
There's this man, this grown-up man, and Ralph cannot comprehend it. He's like, it's
He's
just,
like,
he's
"Look,
like
It's
white.
God.
He's like, whoa, there's a
AKA
big child here.
It's God, aka a naval officer. who comes in
And they
here.
have a little conversation.
Same difference.
Pretty much.
And
God was a naval officer.
as soon as the man realizes this is just a little kid, like
He's
a
like-
bunch of more kids come out running after Ralph, and they're trying to kill him. And the
Yeah.
man's like, "Oh, you guys are playing a little game."
You guys just
and
playing
then
a
they're
game,
like,
and they're like, "Nah, we killed some dudes."
No one got hurt, right? He's like,
"Actually,
just a few, like 2 that they definitely killed,
we-
and 1 that we as a group killed. So
We killed 2 on purpose, but then like a few by accident, by fire. So other than that, it's been a pretty swell week.
and then it
they-
just
Ends.
ends.
No, they
Like,
start breaking down, crying. They're all crying, right?
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
you
but-
know why Ralph is crying? Because the loss of innocence. What are the other 2? I don't remember. I'm looking.
oh my
The
God.
loss of it.
Loss of innocence.
You got this.
Piggy. Piggy is one of them. He
Yeah.
cries for Piggy. Not Simon, though, who was even like a closer friend. which
And
I'm
Jesus.
just- yeah, he
Also
doesn't cry for
Jesus.
Janet.
For Jesus.
So the end of innocence, the darkness of man's heart, and the fall through the air of the true wise friend called Piggy.
Yeah.
He didn't even know Piggy's name, might we add.
Yeah.
we never learned Piggy's
And then
actual
it just
name.
ends
Also,
after
here's the
that,
thing.
also.
Here's the thing. He's 12 and he's crying about the loss of innocence. Like, what 12-year-old thinks of that?
Yeah. So and then it just ends.
Us.
It just ends.
Yeah.
Just ends.
Like on
Over.
a horrible
Gone.
note.
Just like this
literally,
podcast.
literally. It just.
Wait, no.
Like,
no,
honestly.
All right, we're back. We got some din din. We're refreshed and we're ready to talk about characters and symbolism.
Cool. I'm gonna pull up a page so we don't miss anybody because we love you. Audience. We love you, audience.
We love you.
Yeah, we
So
don't,
much.
but like we
But
do.
like this is the as a joke in a video game, as to not cause any like legal issues.
Yeah.
But as a joke in a video game.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
All right,
And-
so
Characters in Frozen.
let's start about the least important characters.
Lops.
What?
Wrong Lord of the Blanks.
Okay. So
Not Lord of the
honestly,
Flanks. Okay, least
Gandalf's
important.
so let's start off with Piggy. Yeah.
Okay.
So Piggy's the chonk of the group. He's
You
really
know him well.
He represents intelligence.
And then there's Chunky.
He's dead.
he is
He's
dead.
dead.
Okay, yeah. So he's the intellectual of the group.
He represents
He's kinda cast-
adulthood.
He's kind of cast out.
A lot.
Yeah.
We never learned his real name
No
either.
one likes
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, once again, to mention,
No one likes him.
he's fat.
He doesn't
Yeah,
do
there's-
much. He just.
There's not a lot of things in his
He's
favor.
quite the scholar, but honestly,
He can't speak English correctly.
He would have saved the entire group of them, but
Nobody
Dude,
listened
Dude,
to
he
him.
could
No one
have
liked
saved
him, so-
all the air nomads. I meant all the people on the island.
yeah.
We
Anyways,
have Roger.
Roger, the psychopath.
He's also sadistic, which is not cool.
Yeah.
It means he likes to hit people.
Yeah, he
He's the guy
Just-
who castle rocked Piggy.
yeah he
Yeah,
murders
he did
Piggy
Castle
by
Rock.
yeah. He's cruel to everyone. He's just no good in general.
He's a
What is
bad
he?
guy.
He would symbolize what?
Like, I think, like, the darkness in people.
I mean, that's what the entire book is about.
Yeah.
But I think, like, he that's what he symbolizes, you know?
Okay, we can go with
Symbolizes
that.
like.
You know, that Sam,
We got just Sam and Sam's just
Yeah.
Sam,
Sam
aka
just
I'm gonna
Sam,
say
just-
it. Nobody correct me. Sam and Eric.
No, you
Whoa.
flipped it around because you said just Sam and then Sam just Sam.
I'll
So
kill you.
he meant Eric and Sam.
Yeah.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
To clarify, Sam, just Sam, is Sam, and
Just Sam is Eric.
Yeah.
Not confusing at all.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so they're pair of twins. They're pretty close to Ralph, which is pretty neat.
And they act the exact same. They're kind of
Yeah.
like the twins from The Shining.
Or just like any twins.
They're-
in, like anything.
Or
They
just
get
like-
called Sam and Eric a lot in the book because they're just counted as one person. So
'Cause, yeah.
Yeah, they don't care.
Sam's more important though, clearly.
Yeah.
obviously,
Like, his name comes first in
Yeah.
Sam and Eric, so...
so I don't know.
And in Sam, just Sam, and just Sam.
What do we think they would symbolize? Maybe.
I think they symbolize the togetherness of people.
Yeah, I think they symbolize definitely just going with it, like
They're they're like
their
sheep.
mob mentality.
They're just the sheep, you know. They just go.
They sheep off of each other as well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty neat.
They're the followers.
They're the
we-
sheeple.
A character we have he's pretty important. We got the Lord of the Flies.
The Lord of the
The-
Flies.
Lord of
Guys,
the
we
Flies.
said the thing. That's one shot of the eardrums.
So he's
Sorry, audience.
Yeah, sorry, audience.
sorry, audience.
Yeah, why do you got such a bad audience?
Audience, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. This is the person Simon has talked to whenever he's having one of his moments.
His epileptic seizures.
And this is the
Thank
thing that's
you.
controlling everyone
It's-
and making them kill each
he's-
other and
yeah.
But listen.
If
It's-
anything,
it's-
he's
he's
the main
fine.
bad guy of
he's
the
he
story.
is the devil.
He's literally Satan's right hand guy, my guy.
Yeah,
All right.
I think he symbolizes just everything.
Ralpho.
All right, no, scroll up the list of characters.
I'm
Come on,
scrolling
man.
up the list. Calm. Okay,
It's
we got
Ralph.
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 aka the main
The
character.
protag.
Potentially.
I
Just kidding,
I
he's
think
definitely
he's
the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So,
is.
he represents civilization, like obviously, because he keeps everyone unified for most of the time, and then
And the conch. He has the conch that he goes.
Also symbolizes civilization.
And civilization.
yeah, he tries to save everyone by doing the smoke the whole time.
Yep.
He just gets.
Yeah,
He's
guys,
all around
doesn't
pretty
This
good
is the
guy.
only time where I think smoking was good.
So
He's not the smartest, but I don't know. He's a good guy.
cool guy,
Thanks
tries
for
to keep
disregarding
everything
that.
great, but does not. And then we got Jack, the other main character. I would say he's also protagonist, but he didn't.
He's
He
antagonist.
symbolizes. I wouldn't say he's the antagonist.
I'd say. I think our antagonist, like,
is the Lord
he
of the
definitely,
Flies, but
yes, but he is definitely an antagonist to Ralph.
That's true.
And if we're calling Ralph the protagonist, then he's the
he
antagonist.
could also be the other
the
protagonist.
most manipulated.
Oh, that's true. Because
the
if
most
he's a
manipulated,
protagonist,
yeah.
then Ralph.
Yeah,
he's
he's
sorry,
the
sorry,
Darth,
sorry.
he's the Darth Vader of the
He's the
universe.
dark
he
side of the Force.
symbolizes.
He only deals in absolutes.
He's savage.
Okay.
Yeah, he's savagery. He likes hunting. He basically goes crazy from living on this island. Is no good.
And he isn't even himself at the end of the story. I don't think we talked about that.
Oh yeah, he just changes so much. Like, he starts out with an innocent boy who won't even stab a pig because of the fear of
And
spilling
he's
blood,
changed
and
to
now
someone
he just
who
like
he
needs
goes from
murder.
Ralph and like with like the capital R, the rest is lowercase, to Ralph where every letter is capitalized. Okay.
so, and he just like beats a kid randomly to like gain power and ego. So
Yeah, exactly. He goes from
Yeah.
Ralph with like the lowercase letters to Ralph in all caps.
So then after him we got Simon, who he
Simone.
represents
Simone.
Jesus.
It's Simone.
Simone. Sorry, he represents.
Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah.
Jesus. You're really bad at your pronunciation of names.
Sorry.
Will I am.
Okay.
So yeah, he's
Ethan.
the
Brisson.
okay. So he's the shy one. He knows things that other people don't, like what the beast actually is. He's not scared.
Mama didn't raise no boy who's afraid.
Yeah.
He's one with nature basically because he knows the island.
It's 'cause he's
back and
Jesus.
forth.
He helps
Yeah.
the little kids. He likes his alone time.
He's just a really great guy. I would say he's even better than Ralph.
He's just like
Definitely my
I thought
favorite
you were
character.
gonna say you could say he's even better than Jesus. I was like,
He is
whoa.
better than Jesus.
okay. So he's religion
Quote me.
and like tranquility, peacefulness, nature.
Guys, that's merch. That's merch. It's going on a T-shirt. He's better than Jesus. Yeah, but he's tranquility, nature, like the
Okay.
bee. Oh, that's
I
what I was
mean,
trying to say.
Is that all we need?
I think
talked about? 'Cause,
that's
like
that's really it. You
there's other
know,
characters, but like they're not
There's a lot of
side characters.
less.
important characters who
Characters.
literally do not get named.
There's one
like,
character that shows up once and his name is like Wilfred and
He
he's
gets
only there because he
beaten.
got beat by
Yeah.
Jack.
yeah, we only know about him because he got diggity dunked on.
There was the Mulberry Boy. Did we even know his name?
No, he
No,
was Mulberry Boy
Mulberry
burned
And
in
then
a
he
fire.
died in a fire. So
He got damnied.
there was a bunch of little ones. Did we mentioned Roger, but did we mention Robert?
I think you mean Roger.
Robert, he wasn't really that important, honestly. He was just
honestly-
kinda
Robert
like-
was there. I know that's another character.
He was there, yeah.
he
but
he was there.
he was there.
There was Percival. He got bullied a lot. I remember
Yeah,
him.
and there
He was a little
Johnny
one.
as well.
Yeah, there was Johnny.
Yeah.
There's Maurice.
Some
But
people
I think we
call me
covered
a space
all of
cowboy.
the important characters.
What?
So now let's move on to symbolism and also how we think it should have ended, because I think we can all agree
The
the ending.
no,
was
stop trying. No,
not
no, stop this. Whoa, this isn't part of the script.
Like there's a script to this.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Aw.
Anyways, getting back on track.
Okay, back on track.
Okay, back on track.
Sorry.
So we
Back on track.
covered all the character symbols and throughout.
Symbolization in the area they were at, the setting. Maybe? No.
I think the setting, it's not really that much of a symbol. It's just a
It's just a setting.
It's isolation. I
yeah.
would
It's
feel
just like an isolation
We're
with no
there.
rules that
There's
allowed to see
Yeah.
like what happens.
There's no
when-
adult. It's just a hypothetical situation where a bunch of little kids just crashed, and then one sec, I gotta run through a summary of this. So the plane crashed.
Okay,
No,
no.
okay. So, what else?
Well, let's also talk about the end of the book.
Okay,
Yeah.
the end of the book.
Because
Yeah.
it was disappointing. We already went over that it was disappointing and how it just ended with making the little joke where we just did like the cut and then the cut back and like
Because we had to get food.
Yeah, because we had to get food.
Yeah.
So the end of the book. Okay, I'm gonna go first.
Okay. Yeah.
So
you can do
I
that.
believe
There were like listen, one sec. There were endless possibilities for the end of this book, like the
Many
endless
of them were good.
like the endless possible at Olive
Oh.
Garden, but they chose the worst one. So William's gonna start
we're gonna start it. We're
because
gonna go
William
through it.
Golding wrote this book.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I gotta go first because I share a name with the cool guy who wrote this book.
Are you related?
I wish. No.
Yeah, that's how it goes. First names passed down through generations.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun fact. Okay. Anyway, so I'm. Okay. So the end of the book, basically, they get rescued. Ralph survives, and so does Jack, and some of the little ones.
Yep.
Basically, I would have preferred if maybe Jack actually succeeded in killing Ralph, and then I just wanted them to all die.
You
like
wanted
make it a real
the
sad, tragic ending.
protagonist to die?
Yeah, I did.
Dude,
All
that's
My turn. So, honestly, I have a little bit of defense for how the ending was shaped. Like, I don't like it, but I know I can understand why it was like that, because William Golding, he accomplished all that he wanted to throughout the book, and like he had all this symbolism and explained about the darkness.
I think it'd be really funny if he was out of ideas, and so he was like, whatever, just boat shows up.
Yeah, so
saves
like
him.
I don't think it was that bad, but I really would have preferred a Die Hard situation where Ralph just hunts down the hunters one by one, and then just becomes king of the island with just like bodies of dead hunters around him. I thought that would have been cool.
He just goes insane.
He makes a throne out of their skulls.
Yeah.
He ends up murking
So
himself.
here's what I wanted to happen. This is like the really weird ending. So they were talking about how the kids interfere. All right. So they're talking about before the dude on the boat shows up. So the dude on the boat shows up, and basically he's holding his gun. We've said so basically so many times. But no,
said so basically.
you said it more. So basically, he's holding his gun, and he's like, "What's that over there? Is this a kid or something?" And he's like debating on whether he should shoot Ralph, who just ran out of the forest. And I think what could have happened is Ralph could have stumbled onto the beach, and he's exhausted. He's been running all day. At this point, he's like just mumbles something because he can't get the words out. Like, finally, we're saved. But the guy who's holding the gun, who's the Navy officer, mistakes it for a foreign language and just caps Ralph.
So basically,
or Ralph could have stabbed the naval officer, stolen his gun,
And
shot down
everyone
each of
else.
the hunters. That would have been a plot twist.
That would have been epic.
And then he just mutinies the boat and just like
Sails off to
then we
pirate.
get a sequel, the Lord of the Boats.
Guys, wait. So Ralph? Oh, never mind. I was gonna say if it was Jack, then it'd be like Captain Jack. You know.
Honestly, though, favorite character, mine was Simon. Yours?
That's a tough one. Simon, yours?
I like just Sam.
That's fair.
Just Sam? Alright. Anyways, I think that's really about it.
That's it. Thank
we might
you
have
for
gone a
little over
long.
the 15-minute
Yeah,
time
it's
period.
pretty cool.
I mean, like...
I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. Love you. Bye-bye.